right, for this section, what we will be learning throughout the week, it's some grammar rules. First of all, we're going to be looking into the three sounds of ED. What I mean by this is we're going to be looking into some verbs and we're going to be taking a look at how we can transfer them to past tense and what the proper pronunciation is. Before getting into this, please pause this video, go into Google Classroom and choose the assignment that says past tense verb practice. You can either copy this, you can print this page, or you can simply take a picture of the responses, then share them through Google Docs. Next, once you are done with that assignment, what you're going to do is that we're going to identify our consonant letters and our vowel letters. Once you have identified them, please go to my YouTube channel. So you can go and click this link right here or the video on the screen so that you can hear the proper pronunciation of your phonemes. Please pause this video, go into Google Classroom and click the video, or go to my YouTube page so that you can hear the proper pronunciation of the phonemes. It's important that you know the proper pronunciation of the phonemes since we're going to be using them. For this assignment, what you're going to need is that you're going to need to know the difference between voiced consonants and voiceless consonants. By voiced consonants, I mean that it's the letters that made some sort of vibration. A trick that we follow, it's that you're going to take one finger and you're going to place it on top of your throat. What this is going to do is that you're going to be able to feel all the vibration from all of the words that you speak. Now, what you're going to do with the voiced consonant, it's that you are going to say the phoneme sound. For example, the B as ball, you're going to say B, B. If you have your finger placed by your throat, you should be able to hear that vibration. Let's go into the next letter. D, D, G, G, D, D, A, mm, mm, n, n, er, b, b, wa, wa, d, d, z, z. That those are the words that you should be able to hear that vibration if you have your finger by your throat. Now, let's take a look at the voiceless consonant. This is also known as the unvoiced consonant. This is because once you follow the same instructions, you place your finger by your throat, you will not be able to hear a vibration when pronouncing the phoneme letters. For example, let's practice with P, number one. You were not able to hear a vibration or feel your vibration because these are voiceless consonants. It's important to know these two voice or voiceless consonants since this is going to help us on how to identify the proper pronunciation. Let's take a look at voiceless consonant. We're working with verbs. For example, help. Before we place the ed, meaning that before we make this a past tense verb, the last letter, which would be P, before placing the ed, it's a voiceless consonant. This we can know if we go back into our chart, or we can also do the trick with our finger, placing it by our throat and simply pronouncing the phonemes pronunciation. So help. You hear no vibration. That means that this is a voiceless consonant. Same thing goes with the voice consonant. We're going to have a verb. We're going to have this verb in present tense without adding the ed. The last consonant, L, it's a voice consonant. If you place your finger by your throat and you do the phonetic sound, you're going to say, uh, uh. That way you're going to hear the vibration, which means this is a voice consonant. Now, there is a third rule. What happens when you have a word that ends in T or D? If you have a letter or a verb that ends before placing it in past tense, ends with the letter D or T, that means that you're going to pronounce the ed. Wanted, needed. If it ends with a voiceless consonant, then the ed, it's not going to sound as ed, it's going to sound as a t. And then if you have a voice consonant that ends in the last letter of your verb, the ed, it's going to sound as a single d. So let's take a look at some examples. Wanted, wanted, needed, needed it. With the T, helped, looked, washed, watched, laughed, breath, kissed, danced, fixed. The ed sounds as if it was a letter T. Helped. Now let's take a look at some voice consonant. Called. You don't say called. You don't say called. You say called. Cleaned. Offered. Damaged. Loved. Used. Followed. Enjoyed. Amazed. Okay, now that we have those down, let's take a look at some practice words. Please pause this video and try to pronounce these words in these 3 different sections. Good. Now I'm going to help you with the pronunciation. Let's start with this first row. Frosted, planted, blended, sounded. Now let's have this consonant with the letter T, sounding with the T instead of at the ed. Kicked, tossed, sniffed, fished. Now let's take a look at the last words. Yawned, played, spilled, moaned. Good job. Now we're going to have a little bit more practice, so please pause this video, go into Google Classroom, click on this link, and it's going to take you to a page where you're going to be able to have a little bit more practice. Make sure that you follow all 5 of the templates. And lastly, please go to Google Classroom again and complete this final assessment, then submit it. Thank you.